Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You Already Peaked Gaming Podcast.
Yeah, you see?
It's your mom's favorite podcast. It's your dad's favorite podcast. Tell your friends, tell your fucking family. That was terrible.
I was gonna say
that's a bad accent.
that was awful.
I thought I had it for a second.
I was really excited because I thought you were going full soprano there, but then
it took a turn.
yeah. What's up? Welcome in. Hi everyone. Welcome back to this week's shit show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast, featuring your host, Trevor, featuring your host, me, Brad, featuring the low car, the man beast, the lobster dust, sponsored in part by Chlorf. Chlorf, he's the most eligible bachelor out there. He's waiting to slide in your DMs and slink his way out with his tail between his legs. Hit him up.
The biggest package I've ever seen.
Big dick, though. Bad with the words, big old dick.
Yeah. Huh.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
I liked how I turned to not burp, you know,
Right into the
it was
mic?
just like right there. Yeah.
This is started off strong.
My whole day has been strong. My whole week's been strong. As a matter of fact, my whole weekend could be described as strong.
Yeah?
How about you? How you doing?
I got fired today.
Yeah?
Well, I didn't get fired. We got fired from property today. So
Nice.
Davis is done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fucking cunts. Fuck it all.
He's
Fuck it
gonna
all.
deal with that fucking place again.
It's off the books, dude. I'm done. Fuck it. It's over. It's one of those situations that I could just see it coming from a mile away. You know what I mean? And I'm like, guys, come on, like meet me in the middle here. And they just kept sliding farther and farther in the opposite direction. It was like, don't waste my fucking time. Don't waste my time. Either you're gonna either keep me or you're not.
Are you gonna fuck or not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
What's that thing? Like if she makes you fucking wait like 6 weeks to hit it and that pussy whack, unplug her fridge before you leave. So it is what it is. It's fucking.
Yeah.
Okay, that Davis property's done. I still have a potential couple other Davis properties. So it's like,
Do you want more Davis properties?
I want the money that comes from it. I don't want the fucking people. Actually, no, I take that back. Because one of the other ones, so the old assistant manager that worked at the property I was currently at, he went and he got his own property. So now he's a manager for his own property. And so he's called me to be like, hey, do you want to come and do turn over here? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like I work really well with them. Everything's enjoyable. So I have no problem with that. Plus it's a relatively smaller property. So he doesn't have, it's not as crazy. It's like, you know, a couple days worth of turn versus like fucking 2 weeks. Which means for me, it's like, yeah, that's a no biggie. But the rest of it is like, damn, dude, there's a chunk of money that comes from doing the Davis turn. It's like, yeah, you kind of have to put up with all the bullshit, but I'm, there's part of me that's anger because I hate when I work my ass off. I put a ton of time and effort into something, and then stupid people are the reason why things fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing that infuriates me the most, because it's like I wasted all this fucking time, energy, blood, sweat, tears, like sleepless hours, fucking, you know,
10% luck, 20% skill.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
15% concentrated power of will. I fucking get what you're saying, dude.
And it's just, so I'm angry about that, but like part of me is also relieved too, because I'm like, I am so glad I'm not dealing with that bullshit anymore.
My question would be, all that chunk of money that Davis property makes, how much of that do you see?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, a chunk of it
Do you
is,
get bonus?
yeah, for it. Like I get a,
okay.
I get a chunk
All right.
of money, and
I thought you're like, man, we lost the property. How much you see? Absolutely fucking
no,
nothing.
it's dope. The property itself pays for enough that like what I pay off in the company and whatever, and then put back into payroll because of how hard I worked during Davis Turn. After Davis Turn is done, I could potentially take 5 months of work off and still be paid 40 hours total for that 5 months.
Okay.
So it's a chunk of money. It's a chunk of money, and it feels good because
so it actually kind of is a little bit of a.
it's a kind of a downside. But at
The headache's gone, but it was kind of worth the squeeze, if you will.
it really is. But it just puts me back on a grind, which is another issue. I'm just like, I don't want to fucking grind anymore, man. I'm done. Like I wasn't saying like this was in the bag and everything was like super cush, but it was also one of those things where it's like I didn't have to work like overly hard to like going back out to doing the sales portion of stuff. Like, hey, how are you? Can I offer you my services? Like, I don't want to do that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I had certain people for that, and not only that, it's just like, so
And being comfortable with the property and everything like that.
yeah,
As comfortable as you could be with that property, because it seems like it was always something, but at least like you knew the layout, you knew it wasn't new.
exactly. And I don't know what the catalyst was to push them in this direction. I mean, I kind of have some inkling. I don't know if there's other working hands behind it or people that I thought were maybe on our side that are maybe not on our side. Things started like transitioning in a way that it just, the waters got really muddy, and it was like, ooh, because you've spent all this time building these relationships with these people, and now you take a step back and you try and look at it and you're like, well, did these people kind of fuck me a little bit? Like, you don't know. And so like, I'm trying not to like ruin friendships by being like, you fuckers probably did some shit and said some shit that you shouldn't have. But at the same time, it's also looking at it in the sense of being like, it's just a fucking job. You know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. This industry is notorious for the same shit. This is not the first time I've dealt with this. This won't be the last time I dealt with this. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever. Fuck it. It is what it is. I'm here. I'm still breathing.
Well, that sucks, but
Yeah. I'm also, well, and there's also another big thing too, is like, good luck. Because that place is, the place
Good luck. Because I fucking unplugged everybody's fridges before I left.
One of my favorite things
Maintenance, I'm just doing a check.
is fucking ripping wires out of the wall.
Oh, we're never going to know how the saga of the fucking messy girl and the perfectionist ends.
Well, I mean,
That's a cliffhanger.
Honestly, there is a point where there's still people there I would hope I'm still friends with. So, you know, maybe we'll get some sidebar knowledge on that. You know, they sent us the email today, and it was like, you know, we're no longer going to be requiring your services, blah 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 blah. So, all right. Well, you do know you're firing me middle of the month, and you have contracts running, so those contracts are paid in full. Like, not cutting that off, but we're also coming into like, so for my landscaping that I have on the property, we're coming back into like landscaping time period. There's some shit on
once a quarter.
Oh, it's not even just that. So the property itself has, whoever decided to do this, all of their irrigation is tied into their buildings. So there's no backflow for just irrigation alone to cut it off.
Yes.
There's like 20 or 30 valves that need to be replaced, which means you got to cut water to the entire property multiple times throughout the fucking year to get this thing figured out. And I'm just like, I had it down. I had the system down. I'm gone. Peace, bitches. Good luck. I hope you figure it out. You have no idea where fucking timers are. No idea how to get into timers, what timers are set up for certain things. Oh, it is.
Hell yeah.
I spent 2 fucking years mapping that shit out. I'm the only person with the knowledge. No one there has any of this knowledge. So it's like, you could have.
Like I know a guy when I worked at Applebee's. Mm-hmm. When he got fired, he went and he took. There's a key on like the soda machine that turns it on and off. He took the key with him. No soda. I can't serve soda. Can't do anything. We're like, we have iced tea and water, sir. Genius. I was like, that's so fucking good.
Oh man. And you know, like my boss was saying specifically, he's like, the company who's there is not long for that property. There's a lot of things that are kind of in the works that look like they may be potentially on their way out. Just from it doesn't look like they're trying to stay long. So with that being said, it's like he's like, don't burn any bridges, because if that property management company leaves, we don't want to lead it up to the point where like we could never go back, right? Because that's the way it works. There's been so many properties that we've been like let go from companies, and then those properties have swapped hands, and we've gone back to work at those properties. And it's like, hey, we have all of your information, we can do all this, and they're like, oh yeah, that's fucking great, come on in. So I get it. I was on a hot mode today because I wrote an email out, and my boss was like, don't send that. I was like, why? He's like, don't send that. And I was like, well, it's your company, so you tell me. He's like, just take like 95% of everything you wrote, and then just that last bit where you're like, hey, we're gonna send the invoices, thank you very much, just send that. I was like, pussy.
Meanwhile, your version is like Jay and Silent Bob figuring out that people are talking shit about them on the internet.
Oh, it was.
Listen, you little motherfuckers.
So I was on the property today trying to talk to everyone, right? Like trying to get things worked out. So I was there today. The regional manager who removed us, right, fired us, got rid of us or whatever, was there on the fucking property. And I was trying the whole time to have a conversation with her because there were some things coming up that they didn't like about what we were doing. I was like, okay, let me explain what's going on. And not only that, because you're a new regional manager, let me make conversation with you. This is like the first time we've really talked since you've taken over, since November. Let me have conversations with you to like explain what we're doing and understanding this. The fact that like when I walked in the office, she like just left to like avoid me. I was like, you fucking pussies. Like you're so chicken shit. You can't even like talk to me to my face. You know what I mean? Like you're so like scared of confrontation that you would actively leave and then write me an email like, oh, we're no longer going to require your services. My best point is I wrote her an email. I said, hey, look, I know you're busy. I was on the property today. I was trying to get and talk to you. I said, I know you're going to be back in SAC, tomorrow or whatever. Let me see if we can squeeze in some time. I'd love to have a sit down conversation with you. Let me know, and then just send an email. She just sent an email. Was like, we're going to no longer require your services. So part of my first email was like, how professional you fucks. Like, and it was just like, thank you so much for responding back to my email and taking the time out of your day to have a professional conversation with. It was just like, and my boss was like, yeah, you can't do that. So.
We're no longer require your services. If you could just verify your Google account by telling us what number pops up on your device.
Well, and
this you fucking bitch. Don't you dare tell me to fucking verify.
It's also one of those things like the property is notorious for not paying us, right? Like they're just slow to pay. They're just fucking awful at it. So we like during turn time, we went on like 3 or 4 months without full payment on things. Never fucking sent them a late fee, never sent them a lien. We did everything in our power to like make sure that they were taken care of. We didn't fucking ruin their whatever because that wasn't part of what we were doing. So then that whole dropout, and I was just like, just so you are aware, you're canceling our services midway through the month. You're going to get charged full amount for all contracts that we have open. We'll go ahead and disregard any cancellation of contract fees that we have written in there just to keep peace of mind. Do keep in mind, you owe us payments from January, February, and now currently March. Please have those paid within 30 days or you'll receive late fees for all past due invoices and a lien on the property. So we'll see what happens.
Watch them end up like blocking your number, but you have it in writing, and then you guys get a lien on the property, and then you take it over.
I have lien properties in the past. I have multiple liens out on some properties. I can't work with, I think it's AMC is a property management company because we have liened their properties like for large bits of money, to $100,000 plus. It's like, sorry guys, this is what happens when you don't pay your bills. I got a phone call from an owner one day. It was like a year and a half, 2 years later. It was like, can you remove the lien from the property? Sure. Yeah, 100%. Not a problem. Let me get on that right now. I was like, okay, let me pull up the account, get all this stuff. He was like, oh man, I really appreciate this. It's like, not a problem, dude. No, not a problem at all. I was like, all right. So where are we meeting up for the check? What do you mean? So the property owes, $60,000, $70,000 or something like that. Where do you want to meet up for the check? Well, there's okay. Oh, that's how I see how it goes now. I said, oh, unfortunately the lien stays. Bye. Have a good day. Click. Fuck them. So, here's what it is. How about you, man? How's work been for you? You said you were going strong? Like fucking 2 Viagra strong or what?
Man. Without getting too much into the disgusting place that is healthcare industry, one company has bought out another company.
Okay.
And they have the lion's share of, I would say, outpatients in the greater Reading area. Actually, in the greater, like, northern, we have people.
Yeah.
The place that got bought, people come from all the way up in Washington to Sacramento. Everybody meets
in the middle there,
in adjoining states, just because it's a good imaging center. And they've been bought, and they have been bought by a company that no longer accepts partnership, like certain kinds of insurance, basically like poor people insurance.
Okay.
Not okay. That's a fucked up way to say it. Not poor people insurance, but like
Medicare. You're out.
Yeah. Not their premium insurance.
Got you.
Right.
Yeah.
So literally, all of these patients have been displaced in the area, and I was like, "You guys know it's coming, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll absorb it." And I was like, "Okay, well, if you want to," and like, tried to work out a plan, because like outpatient scheduling wasn't like huge on their priority list. And I was like, if we're getting it, you guys aren't going to say no to the money. I know that. It's just going to make our lives hell. So why don't we like try to like figure out a system, work out scheduling time, stuff like that. They're like, we'll figure it as it filters in. Last week it started, and it's just like fucking. I come in,
on deck.
I'm like, what the fuck is this schedule? It's like boom, 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 everything booked, and then on top of that, the baby doctors, the residents who are just like learning, they're now getting a little more confident in themselves. So they're ordering the stupidest shit that doesn't make any sense, and you can't argue with them because they're doctors. And like I'm just getting hit left and right, and I'm at my fucking wit's end. I've never called and personally talked shit to so many doctors. like, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, what are you doing? What are you looking for? Well, we don't really know, so that's why I ordered. I was like, why are you ordering? Like,
yeah.
It's not just me. It's not like I'm mad that they're ordering because they're making me busy. Like, it does piss me off. Right. I don't mind being busy if it's for a purpose, but people are getting billed for these. It's not like it's all fucking free.
Yeah.
So you're just fucking racking up like fucking $4,000 at a time on somebody because you don't know what you're doing. That shit annoys me.
Yeah.
And that shit fucking like, and there's just so much to it. And I don't have time because I'm also double Dutch fucking jump roping with a scheduling department that doesn't understand what times should be kept open for emergency patients coming from the ER, ICU, like shit, like I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm, dude. Oh, I'm losing my fucking mind.
Jesus Christ, man. Now, is that just because was it just the hospital that changed, that got bought out, or was it like a bunch of places? Like, does the outpatient centers where you used to work have the same problem?
Yeah,
everything.
That's who got bought out.
Oh, that's who got bought out.
Yeah.
Oh,
6 machines.
Oh,
6 machines.
Shit.
A hospital has 1. They have 6. And to be fair, it's not just like MRI. It is
everything.
I mean, like a bank of ultrasound, a bank of X-ray, like everything that came to that is now not part of the new premium. Like, and I say premium real fucking loosely. It's not like we're talking about like Kaiser Permanente. No. It's fucking
Kaiser Permanente's premium.
Oh, that's the dream,
dude. I got Kaiser. Kaiser's hot. Dude.
I'm not saying their insurance is like the greatest.
No, but
to work there,
a one-stop,
you get paid more than anybody.
A one-stop shop for everything, dude. I've never had to go anywhere else than just to my doctor's office, and then everything I need is there. When I walk in, he's like, "Okay, you want to do an X-ray? You want to do an MRI? You want to go get your medication?" I just go to different floors. That's it.
Sacramento is going to get taken over by Kaiser. Like, if they weren't already, they are building a $10.6 billion fucking like
giant ass fucking
250,000 acre like science campus just for it's going to be massive.
Well, isn't that what they're doing? Isn't that what they're doing part of
by the railway?
I thought it was it well, no, I know they have that one out at the railway.
The railway project is All
already,
Kaiser Permanente,
and then the
all
schooling is
medical.
Isn't the schooling handled by Kaiser or whatever for where the Arca Arena? Because they knocked that all down and they were like building all medical stuff. It's like
I don't
medical
know what's
schooling.
going. Really?
Yeah, medical schooling stuff is all going out where Arca used to be.
Sacramento's about to bust.
I mean, you've got enough fucking people and homeless people out here that you could do testing.
You got a beam you could light. Yeah. You got some fucking Bill Gates shit. There's so many homeless here. Do you think we should build a testing facility?
What are all these white tents everywhere?
No, it's just been a fucking.
What a
Long
night.
story short, it's been a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare for, I would imagine, the whole summer.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Can't wait to leave.
Yeah, when are you supposed to do this extravaganza?
Don't know.
Is it actually a real thing? Is it just
Moving
something?
back?
No, fuck the moving back. I meant you doing your traveling MRI thing.
Oh, I'm signed. I'm on.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I could pull up my fucking employee portal. I have access to all the jobs. It's just there's so much that all of a sudden got thrown in the air.
You could literally leave at any time, and you're deciding to stay in Reading.
Yeah. That's a bad way to say it. Yes. Yeah. Hold on. Wait. There's a lot going on besides just work.
Okay. All right.
That's keeping me here.
Gotcha.
If it was just like,
Totally fine.
work, if we were planning on staying here and like she was planning on staying there and there was nothing else in the works, yeah, no, I'm
Okay,
fucking
totally fine.
I'm not sticking around to do fucking management level work that I'm not getting paid for.
Agreed.
But for now, I need to remain here.
Okay.
For now.
Are there any positions in Sacramento that you can fill in for? You can go anywhere, right?
Yes. Well, they have to list. See,
Gotcha.
they have to list things. It's not like
Someone's not calling you and being like, we need you to go to Wyoming.
okay, well, yeah, they are.
I'm so confused.
Yes, I have. Okay, so like the last ones that were offered to me, I have one in Meridian, Idaho,
Okay.
which sounds nice. I like
Uh-huh.
Boise.
Yeah.
There's one in San Diego. That
Okay.
one sounds nice at first, but it's also going to eat like rent and everything is going to
Sure.
eat a lot into like that. Like you kind of want to find like
Stay with
cheaper
Chris.
places. Yeah. Oh God. I wouldn't get any work done. We'd just be drunk singing Lady Gaga. I've had like offers on places like
Okay.
they're looking and stuff like that. I've been politely declining, and I've explained if it's not work for you, like if you're just blanketly sending these to your bank, keep sending them to me. But right now I'm kind of in a holding pattern.
Gotcha.
And he's like, that's fine. It's cool. It's totally fine.
Cool. Are any of these jobs that you'd be going over for potential permanents? Like, if you end up like
Could.
in fucking Kansas somewhere and then all of a sudden it's just like a permanent position?
So what would happen is like I would sign up for like a 13-week assignment, and they would set my wage as whatever, And at the end of my assignment, if I did good enough that they wanted to keep me, or if like say the position, because a lot of times like you're filling in for like extended vacations,
Mhm.
pregnancies,
Maternity, right, yeah.
maternity leave, like things like that. Or sometimes they're just like, we're gonna fill this, but we're gonna hire you for this, and we're gonna expect that within that time we'll find your replacement, and
Gotcha.
then you'll train him and then phase you out.
Gotcha.
Sometimes though, like if you work out good enough and stuff, they'll renegotiate your contract. They'll be like, can you stay?
Right.
And then you get to say like, yeah, but I want more money, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
Or sometimes they say, would you stay permanently? Like if we hired you on, gave you a bonus,
Gotcha.
things like that. So there is that opportunity, but
Would
you
you-
always have the chance to be like, nah, I'm good.
If you decide to take it or whatever, do you lose the portion of it which becomes like traveling? Like if the hospital doesn't work out,
Absolutely.
you do lose it. Okay.
So they can extend
Right.
your
that
contract and
portion of it.
renegotiate.
Uh-huh.
But if they were to make you a permanent, you
It's
lose all
a
of
whole
your
different thing.
non-taxable
Gotcha.
stipends and things like
Gotcha,
that.
gotcha.
And that's really the draw of fucking
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
work.
So at your since you're already into this thing with quote unquote, technically traveling or whatever, are you getting all of those perks now, even though you're not doing the traveling thing, or do you only get those perks?
It's only when I accept a position through them.
Cool. All right, that makes sense.
They have to come to me and say, "Do you want this?" I say yes. They send off my packet. I have an interview, and then once these two make a baby, I start getting the tax-free money.
Got you. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's cool then.
Yeah. But I'm here.
Yeah.
But I'm still here.
I'm ready to move on to a different career. I think is what I'm at now. I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Oh man, I said it as a fucking joke, right? I said it as a joke, and then I was like, man, I just want to go back to smoking weed and fucking tossing pizzas, and like that was like a reference to like American Beauty.
Yeah. I know.
But was he wrong?
No.
Like, can you imagine? He's all, this is my manager. He's 17.
Yeah.
He was just so fucking happy. God damn, dude.
I think that's what it is, the nostalgia point of it. Like, I think I said a while ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago or whatever, it's like, I would flip burgers if it paid my bills. Right?
Well, yeah, that's what it comes with. Like, you start, like, this is your base pay. If you want to make money to be a big boy, you got to kind of do big boy stuff.
Sure.
But God, if you could have like the lowest of responsibilities, I mean, fucking.
Well, I mean, that's living within your
ladling
means.
marinara on a fuck. Okay, I don't know if I could live off fucking what I made at the pizza factory.
I said live within your means. I did not say live off a pizza. We're also talking about like 05? Or is it 06?
If you paid me what they probably pay today, but
minimum wage,
cost of living was what it was back then.
Yes. Oh, 100%. If I could get,
can you imagine?
If I could get minimum wage today for cost of living back in 07, 06, 07, fuck
gas was $2.45.
I never walked anywhere.
Video games were better. Halo fucking 2 didn't have these fucking problems. I'm telling you, dude.
I would go back to working at GameStop. With the Toyota to sell, living out in Bucks Bar. I'd do that again. Oh, maybe not. That's okay. Wait, let me pause. Cause that's a dark time.
Mostly because we were blacked out the whole time.
I was gonna say, I never paid my electricity bill, but
yeah, that's why we were blacked out.
But just the lawless freedom of not giving a fuck and knowing like I felt untouchable no matter, it was like with you at Applebee's or whatever. It was like, I could just show up in any state or frame of mind and I would do my job.
Nothing's gonna fucking happen.
Nothing will happen. No one's going to get rid of me. No one's going to fire me. And then I'm just like in a perfect position to just do whatever the fuck I want. And I was a superstar the entire time. You know what I mean? Like that's what I miss.
Applebee's. What place could you work that like I'd go behind like to the bartending thing where they make like the fucking like margaritas, like the ice machine, make a snowball and throw it at somebody while they're taking a customer's order. Shit everywhere. And they're like, it's Brad. Another kid acted like me and got fired the same day. He's like, what? They're like, why would you do that? Brad does it. Like, well, Brad's Brad. Like, you don't do that. Like the stupidest shit. Like,
do you remember when
it's so dumb?
What did I order? It was a martini. I was like, let me get a martini with extra olives.
Every olive we had.
Every olive that was in every container. It was just a martini glass just stacked with
my manager was so annoyed. She's like, you think those are fucking cheating? Like, I don't know. Fucking, what do you want from me?
Oh my God. Fucking terrible, man. Terrible.
Time to be alive.
Yeah.
We were invincible.
We were invincible. We were invincible.
God, like bulletproof. We drink until 5 a.m. and then go open at work the next day.
Literally bulletproof.
Hands covered in cuts from punching your fucking tree. Talking shit. Like
a unicorn from the headbutting the wall.
Yeah, and it took 2 hours to be like, oh, that hangover's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
me and Trav sitting outside my house with like
I've had one White Claw and this much whiskey. I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
for 3 days.
See, that's the kicker. Like, I remember when we worked at GameStop, and like, don't do this, right? And whoever's watching this is probably old enough to be like, that's fucking stupid. But like,
Please don't do this. You do whatever you want.
Was like me and Trav sitting outside my house at like 6 a.m. We had to open. It was we partied all night Saturday. So it was Sunday morning. We had to be at the store at like 8 a.m. or some shit like that, or 7. And we're like outside drinking, smoking cigarettes. Sun's coming up. We look at the phone and both of us are like Rochambeauing to see who's driving to work. Fuck, dude, no. And then proceeded to spend all of Sunday. It's just the two of us because it was short shift. Proceeded to spend all of Sunday tagging out so we can go puke in the bathroom. So like be talking to a customer like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, let me get my associate over here to help you out. Hey, he's going to come and help you. Run to the back. Come to walk out and Trav be like, all right, hey, my associate here is going to help you out. Like, hey, what can I do for you? He's run to the back. It's like, holy shit, dude. Fucking awful. Falling over like Halo 3 boxes so you can get to the bathroom so you just vomit everywhere. Oh, fuck.
Is that okay? Is that why everything was so much better? Is that why they call it like because it's glory days?
It's got to be.
Were video games really better?
Video games?
Or was just like our life better? So we just assumed that everything was better.
Here's a question. Then I'll throw this at you. Two guys have podcasts ask question like this. Was it better because we were naive and we didn't have a real like fucking grasp on the world around us, or was it actually better? I had less responsibility. Yeah, I had less responsibilities because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't also have the knowledge of like what happens when you don't fucking pay your taxes and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Did you pay your taxes? Yeah, whatever.
I didn't file for like 2 or 3 years. It was like, who gives a shit? I can do anything about it.
Well, back then all we were losing on is our return. We weren't making enough to fucking pay yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Government's like, sick. Keep doing it, bro.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
When did your life take a turn? When did you start caring?
I mean, I guess the question is, have I ever really cared?
Because tonight might be the night.
That's it. That's when I started caring. When my hair started going away. Oh. When I started balding, that was when it was like, fuck. I think that was
too real. That was too real. I don't like that. I didn't like that.
But that's exactly when I woke up in the morning and it was stiff to get out of bed. Right, my knees cracked and my back hurt. My hair was balding. That was when I was like, oh, I can't do the fucking ragers, the all-nighters, the partying. When it was like waking up after a night of like drinking and like for a day just being like, God, why do I feel like shit? Like the immediate question of like, man, I feel bad is like the response is, I think I'm getting sick. And like not realizing, no, you just drank like you were 21 and you're not 21 anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's when that clicking realization of like, oh, this is what adulthood is, you know?
I think I was working at Applebee's and I went snowboarding with some coworkers and I was getting fucked up at the lodge and we were going down and I tried to jump off of a fucking tabletop, which I don't even do like when I'm sober. And like I fucking ate shit so hard that I remember I was like, just like, oh shit. Oh, like everything fucking hurt. And I just thought to myself, like, what if you broke something? You have $14 in your bank account. You lose your apartment. You lose like just all of a sudden I was like my dad was in my head. You need to grow the fuck up a little bit. I was like, hey guys, I think I'm just going to hang out. And that's the last time I went snowboarding.
Oh no. Yeah, man. When my car broke down and I had to buy a new car the first time.
Yeah.
Or not like a new car, obviously, but like.
Yeah, but a replacement.
I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Some biggest story. I was not prepared for this.
Yeah. But that's why we grind hard now, is because now we can afford those things.
That's why we grind hard now, so we can go to the Steam Summer Sale right now. You can play Pico Park. You can play Ready or Not. Lots of discounts being thrown at you. Unless you're Clor, they know you're going to return it, you cheap piece of shit.
I'd like to imagine he opens a Steam and they're just like, out of refunds. Please watch Dota matches.
Yeah. Fucking, find out that's why he actually does that.
Yeah, it's like a
Valve
oh God. You break? Oh my God.
No.
That would be the best thing. Well, it's like, what was it? Was Steam handing out? I think it was Steam was handing out during Christmas time permanent bans on Counter-Strike, like people that were like smurfing or whatever it comes out to. So they were getting gifts in their like inventory, and they were opening it. It was a lump of coal, and it was like, here's your lump of coal for Christmas. You're permanently banned. Like, what the fuck?
So good.
That's so good.
Now, when you said that, I had like a almost like Black Mirror moment.
Mhm.
Like I closed my eyes and imagined an episode where like there's like a social credit score, but on Valve, we wouldn't be allowed to talk to fucking Clorf for all the refunds he does.
That's why you have two accounts.
Talk to him. You think they wouldn't know?
I mean, they would know. How are they
He's
going to
gonna
know?
have one of those fucking DMA cards for fucking for refunds.
Oh my God. How many times can you say my account got hacked?
Yeah. You could only buy Beta Cuck Simulator fucking 4 times in a row before people
Talking
start
about
catching on.
Steam summer or spring sale. First off, I'm realizing now as I've acquired so many games that it is slim pickings for me. Like I'm looking at games that are like, maybe like nothing really is like, fuck, dude.
You have too many.
I have too many games.
That should be an eye opener when you go to the sale and you're like, I have everything.
I was super excited for it. I scrolled for like an hour and was like,
Tomato Jones 2. Oh, I guess I'll get it.
well, I was like looking at it, I was like, the entire Far Cry collection is on sale right now. And you just get every single Far Cry. And I was like, dude, sick. Let's do that. That sounds sick. That's like
already though.
yeah. I owned half of them. I was like, oh, complete your collection by buying fucking 4 games. I was like, oh. I already have the good ones. I was like,
Where's that?
where's what? Far Cry collection?
Yeah.
Just go Far Cry 6, pull it up, and then under, like, scroll down under where, like, all the sale stuff is.
That's a steal if you don't already own all of them already,
It's
Trevor.
Far Cry 1 through Far Cry 6. You also get, like, Blood Dragon and Apocalypse Now, or whatever the fuck that weird one in between 5 and 6 was.
That's a steal.
It's like, what, like $60 or something like that? $70?
$54?
$54 for the entirety of it. Yeah,
That's
fucking
great.
that's a full game, but that is a chunk of video games. And if you've never played the Far Cry series, like alone, Far Cry 1
They're
you can
so good.
skip. 2, 3, and I think 2, 3, and 5 are pretty fucking phenomenal.
5 was fucking amazing. I didn't play 6.
I haven't played 6.
I heard
That's
good things about 6.
Yeah, I have 2. 5 was sick just because it was like, what was it, in Wyoming or whatever? It was just like backcountry, a whole different weird shit. But yeah, like 2, 3, and 5 were fucking great games.
God, 5 is so good.
5 is good.
You remember making it to the forest and there's like the dudes with the fucking compound bows?
Yeah.
Oh, those fucking bitches. Just when you think like you're doing good, the game humbles you a little bit. You're like, where the fuck is this coming from?
Just having the dog for the first time was like a huge like game changer overall. Like it was a cool fucking interesting game. I mean, the thing is ever since Far Cry 3, it's Madden. It's the same fucking game with a different setting. Like they don't change much.
Oh no.
What? What happened?
He's back. Okay.
That's
Did
you.
it freeze?
Not for
It
me.
it just froze for me? Okay.
You're terrifying me, man. We're good. You fucking I was hot.
You froze in like a blur. Your eyelid looked about this big, but your eyes were closed. I was like, oh no. Oh no. You see me immediately look like for like my internet connection on all the things. Oh no. Oh no.
Far Cry 3 or Far Cry like in general is the same fucking game. It works. It's fine. But they're all the same fucking game. Like different setting, obviously,
Yeah.
but there's nothing that's changed about it. There's no new mechanics. There's no new UI. There's no new fucking, like the gameplay loop is the exact same thing from game to game, which
I'm pretty okay with that.
I am too. I mean, I'd like you
In
to,
that setting, I'm okay.
I'd like you to innovate a little bit, but not much. You don't have to deviate from the path. It's great. It works. Ever since Far Cry 3, it's good. Like Far Cry 2 is
Like some new features, I'm okay for it. I don't need you to like overload it.
no. You could
But-
even reduce a little bit. I'd be okay.
Yeah, consolidate.
Agreed. Take some of the goofy shit out.
It's like Souls games. You know?
How? Oh, them being the same? Oh, yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
no,
for sure.
they're okay as long as you change. Even if like the like, okay, linear is a bad way to say it, but even if the progression is similar and like your antagonist path is similar, like oh, you know, you got to get all the way up until you get the big guy.
Yep.
Like, I'm still okay with that as long as there's just it's not the same. I don't want to see like the same people and I keep fighting and shit like that. But if you keep that dynamic and you keep the pressure on me,
Yeah.
okay with it.
I think that's where a lot of JRPGs fail for me, is that like the story's really good, but the combat and the progression is like, you're now killing a blue slime. Now you're killing a red slime. It's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Shit like that it kills me a little bit. Talking about kill me.
I've been drinking.
I could see.
I don't want to do this.
You do want to do this. I'm telling you, it's fucking phenomenal.
I don't want to do this,
you
but
do. You're so worried about your account. First off,
no, not even that. Not even that.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get to that. Not even that though. Elden Ring is so fucking good, man. God, and if you don't believe me, watch more body videos, because God damn, just his like I just watched. I think it was released like a week ago. It's about Elden Ring lore. It's like his newest one, and it talks about like just like the different people. I refuse to believe that it's coincidental that he can connect these dots without the devs connecting them first and putting them there, but then leaving it so ambiguous that you had to figure it out.
No.
And-
okay, I see what you're saying.
And when he talks about like the death and decay and like like he connects all these intricate dots. Like what I'm talking about is Moog being born of blood flame and like all these different powers having their own blood flames, and the flame essence is related to the outer worlds, and it's shown through these defecations that you can craft to make this one specific material that only comes from the decaying dogs and the decaying crows. And like I know it sounds fucking crazy when I talk like that, because some of you might not get it, but the fact that he can connect these dots and it makes that much sense, and it exists in a world that nothing is fucking explained to you,
Yeah.
but it only exists for that fucking reason.
Yeah.
That is some like next level. Like, I feel like somebody's explaining wormholes to me and I'm understanding it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking so good. I'm not done talking about Elden Ring. Okay, I'm good. I just needed to get that out.
Miyazaki and the team have yet to fail to blow my fucking mind when it comes to the way that they do storytelling. Like every single one of the games, like even how much people hated Dark Souls 2, like the story and the intricacies of everything, like they have yet to make something that just doesn't blow my mind, which makes it seem all the more reason why 2 years for a DLC took to came out. Holy shit, I think I just stroked there. It took 2 years for a DLC to come out, because I guarantee you, besides just building the environments themselves, it was like, how much of that was like, fuck, okay, now story, where do we put this one fucking statue for it to make sense?
No, that's a great segue. Because like you can't it's not like normal games. It's not like you can't just be like, oh, we just add it here, and like it is because it is. Like there's so much like stupid thought.
Yeah.
Like dumb fucking idiotic thought. Like savant level like memorizes the entire number of pi and you're dealing with the 9,875,321st letter of it. Like, it's so fucking
Yeah.
underrated in the way that I can't fucking describe.
And it's cool too how much. Okay, this is even better. This is my favorite part of this. And this started back when Dark Souls 1 came out. And again, this is back when German Spy and like Epic were doing all the like lore based stuff. The community had come together to kind of build all this. Like Vadi doesn't do it alone. Vadi does it with a group of people, the whole community.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's all.
And
these
to be fair, I say Vadi because it's always a Vadi video. He's very good about crediting every single person that fucking that contributes.
Yeah. So, but during Dark Souls 1, when people were coming up being like, "Is this right? Does this make sense?" The devs the whole time, Miyazaki and his team were like, "Maybe."
Yeah.
What do you fucking mean? Maybe? Like, can you give us something? It's like, there might be something there. Yeah, maybe you've connected it. Who knows? And then when they finally figured it out, they're like, "Is that it?" And the devs are like, "I guess so." Like, just so fucking to the point where like a lot of the community was like, "Are they fucking with us? Are we just pacing this together and it's not actually that? Did they just like take everything, shuffle together, and like maybe that'll be a story?" Like to the point where it was so confusing for so long that when all the pieces started to just drop into place and the picture started getting painted, no one from the Dark Souls team came out and was like, "You guys got it. There you go. That's the story." They were just like, "Anyway, we're doing a DLC." It was wild. It was wild. It was so cool to see it happen in real time. And then it was like, this is like a really cool way of doing storytelling. Like nobody had done that in video games where, well, to a degree, but like where everything,
but not everything.
Here's the overarching story that you're going to get from a couple bosses and a couple like voice lines that happen. Now, everything else, and I guess it started with like Demon Souls or whatever, but it's like everything else was all description based. Here's each individual item. We're writing descriptions for it. And then and it just so happened to be that it fit all in like all these little things fit together. The craziest thing for me is thinking how I'm imagining someone wrote out a fucking story and then they just took a clip from it and they're like, "That's going to be an item description." Now, what does that mean and how can we place it on a specific item? Boom. Okay, this is the item we're going to make it. Now, who's going to drop it or where it's going to be found in the world? Here. Okay, now, what part of that setting is going to be surrounded by X, Y, and things? Now, what other items are we going to put in that area so we can connect two and two? You know what I mean? It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it is fucking. And I mean, it could be as simple as something you can't even pick up. Just a texture on the ground. Like when you like watch these videos, if you look, there is some blood spatter. And that blood spatter comes back to like X, Y, and Z. Because if you look, this carriage had to have been traveling in this dirt. Like it's so every fucking thing.
So the thing that happened, so in Dark Souls 1, after you get all the Lord Souls, you go down to the Lord Vessel and you can put all the Lord Souls in the Lord Vessel. And once you lit the Lord Vessel, you had the ability to teleport. It allowed you to fast travel. That wasn't something that was in the original Dark Souls game. So if you weren't at a bonfire or you needed to get to another part of the map, you had to run there. There was no fast travel system in a sense until you lit the Lord Vessel. And the Lord Vessel was pretty deep into the game. It was, well, not deep. You had to ring like a couple church bowls and go down with Framped and then get this whole thing set up. But to get to that point was a lot of fucking exploring and battles and things like that. And once you could teleport, it was dope, right? Once you, I think it was once you finished, what was it? Smo and Ornstein, you get the Lord Vessel, you put it all in, you can teleport. Cool, dope, awesome. You're good to go. In Dark Souls 2, you could instantly fast travel. No one understood why. Well, that was a weird concept. In the main city of Majula, as you're running around, buried into the dirt, just a fucking fraction of a Lord Vessel was showing through the dirt. And it took people forever to just notice the inscription on it and be like, that's a Lord Vessel. That's why we can teleport places. It was so cool to just see those small little connections happen. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm talking about.
It was dope. Dope. Good games. I'm happy. I'm really excited for the DLC. Or it'll be trash.
I don't believe so. And to everything that we said should prove that that's why it took 2 years,
Yeah.
because there's no fucking like the bar is set. Like, how are you gonna do less than the bar? I don't believe that they would. You know,
They had all of COVID to make Elden Ring right.
all right. On to our next subject. I downloaded it. I feel like that's kind of like the no, the point of no return in a sense.
Single player?
Yeah.
Single player Tarkov.
Single player Tarkov. To be fair, I've been watching this way before we talked about it.
You told me about this.
I was always afraid of
losing the account.
But I don't really know that it would be such a bad. I would miss it.
Yeah, of
if
course.
It left.
I mean, just that idea of like on new wipes and like Rye wants to get together or shit like that.
But the fact that like Tarkov is so rapidly changing, you can now buy stash space.
Yeah.
You can now buy cosmetics, and I'm sure we're not far behind being able to buy other things. And
as well as having nothing but fucking cheaters in your games.
No, that's always a thing, and it's just gotten worse. And the fact that they're tackling like, we're gonna let you buy stuff instead of like, we're going to invest in more of an anti-cheat or something like that, which I don't. To play devil's advocate, I don't know that anybody's gonna ever beat cheats anymore.
No,
no. And we've talked about this, but the fact that there's no effort. Or very little effort, or just enough effort that you can tweet about it or something like that, you know?
You know what's crazy to me? I don't know when games started doing this, but games that do this, I feel like have a better like, I don't want to say anti-cheat because their anti-cheat is shit, but better banning system is like when you can review game kills or plays. You know what I mean? I think people abuse it a little bit for sure, but I also think like PUBG is a perfect example. When you get killed, you're like, what the fuck was that? And you go back and you can rewatch an entire map and like go back and click on certain people and then you can watch them from their perspective and you're like, oh, that guy's obviously cheating. And then you just report him. If it happens, it happens. If not, you move on. And like a couple days later, you're going to pop up on your screen. It's like, hey, that person you reported was banned. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. You feel good about like helping clean up the mess that is that game.
So devil's advocate again. I don't know how that would work in Tarkov. I understand what you're talking about, but with the length of what matches, if you will, are and things like that, I mean, would you have to sit there and wait for?
How about
I guess maybe like the party that you went in, because that's the concern, that you went in with a party and that you are watching a kill cam. You're like, all right, he killed me clean, but there's a guy fucking over there. 100%. But are you going to wait the fucking 35 minutes in a thing?
I would 100% do it. I think that would be the best way of doing it, is that raid has a specific time period. Once that raid is done, clip then goes into a replay system that you can back out to go and view, and then you can go back to it, and maybe it only saves 60 seconds of prior to your kill cam. You know, because if I'm looking at a thing and the dude through a tree is doming me and it was 160 meters away or 200 meters away, it's like, how? You know what I mean? And if that's enough of a clip for me to just click report and then it goes to somebody for them to review and be like, yeah, that's an impossible fucking kill, and they instantly ban them, cool, man. That's a better system to get it going. Put it back in the community's hands, because obviously you can't fucking do it yourself or your anti-cheat would be working. You know? And I think you are right. Yeah, you definitely don't want to like give away, but it's also one of those things too where it's like sometimes when I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How did I die? And then come to find out like some dude is like crouched in a tree above me, like in a bush, and then like tagged me. It's like, okay, when I thought it was a cheater, I was just stupid and didn't look up. And I can go about my day and I lose my that idea of like, this game is just filled with cheaters, and then I go, oh no, actually I was just fucking bad. And it kind of like reinstills a little bit of, you know, good things about it.
Yeah, the more I'd say like my first like wipe and a half, I was like, that's just Tarkov, dude. Like, you just die, and that's part of the game. But like, then you start getting like some game sense and shit like that, and like you realize with map knowledge comes like, I died where, from from where,
Yeah.
like no possibility. I think that might have been like the fucking the rose gold tinting going away for me
Yeah.
of like this last wipe, because this would be like my third official wipe, and like you get that map knowledge, you get stuff, and you're like, I fucking died how?
Yeah.
And where I was, like,
and
like shit
how
like
did
that.
yeah.
And now you know, like the ammo, the like that comes with the guns, and you're like, you're weighing all of these things, and with like all this information, you're like, there's no what
So
shit like that.
I downloaded the single player Tarkov and I dicked around with a bunch of different settings. So I had the site has a mod site on it, and like you can download a bunch of different mods that you can play with. Some of them feel like where at first it was like, well, they're doing a good enough job of keeping it single player, and like they're updating enough, I don't have to worry about it. But then you like, there's one of the mods I downloaded that was like an AI like overhaul mod. And like, so it came with the AI overhaul and then a waypoint. So the AI, instead of just doing like the duck hunt back and forth thing, gave them more of like a player idea that they would just run to different POIs and stuff like that. And
Pathing missions, things like that.
Exactly. And you can download a mod that like gives them to be on the same quests as you or other, quests within the area. So
it's a little overwhelming. Like seeing all the mods that are available is really cool. Seeing what they can do.
Yeah, super. So not only that, but then when you get it, having the ability to tweak it in game and be like, well, this is the mod, this is what we recommend, but you can tweak it in any fashion that you want. So as I started playing it, I was like, ooh, shit, okay, this is a whole thing. So I watched a few videos of people talking about it, and like this guy was like, this is the settings that I use and where I feel that it kind of like matches it to feel more like a live game. It doesn't put you in a disadvantage so far that you're just like angry, but it also doesn't make it so incredibly easy that you're just running through the map doing whatever the fuck you want. You still have to pick and choose certain things and like really pay attention to it. So because I played around with it, I did a few things. Like I said, like I turned bots all the way down to easy, and then filled the map with like online total amount of bots, and then ran through it. And it was like, they were still super easy bots because you could just see them like duck hunting and like kind of like turn and move. And it was like, oh, it's obviously easy, but the AI sense of those bots, even still as easy as they were still strategic. They would move to different positions. They would reset it. Another bot would hear the fight and then come in and third party you. So it was like, even on easy, they were still like over the top. So then I swapped that around and like put it to online and then made it like as hard as possible. And then it was like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, you couldn't even play it. And then I was watching this thing. This guy was like, the way that the vanilla version of the live game works is that all of the AI scavs have a code that will always auto aim for the head. And so no matter
Makes
what,
sense.
they'll start their shots there. Now, between recoil patterns and movement and different things like that, they may not hit the head and they may end up with like body shots, but a lot of the time it starts at the head. And so there's a setting that you can change on the AI that turns off the head fucking aim.
Every Tarkov player that's died to 7mm buckshot from fucking 200 meters away.
At
There
the
you
head,
go.
yeah. And so you turn that setting off, and now the AI can still headshot you, but they don't start aiming at the head. They pick the body to shoot and then work from there. And then it's just a random roll of wherever they decide to pick and choose from. And all of a sudden, the game felt fair. If that's the best way to describe it. It felt fair. When I was in gunfights, it felt fair. When I died, it felt fair. You know what I mean? I didn't, maybe I was poked out too far from that tree or whatever, and he was just able to clip me, and it's just how it was. It felt fair. And then turning off bush ESP. So like if I'm crouched in a bush, the scav doesn't just like, oh, hey, bang. You know what I mean?
That's actually,
they have to have like line of sight to see you.
That is actually a new feature.
What do you mean?
Tarkov.
Oh, is it?
It is current.
Okay.
It is current. They fixed that, I think, like 2 patches ago.
Okay. All right.
First update from this last wipe. The scavs stopped fucking aimbotting you in bushes.
Okay.
And it also paired up with like, if they went into a bush, they couldn't see out of the bush.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So that's what it is.
But
for
yeah, they probably adopted it from that. There's a lot of things that single player Tarkov has that Tarkov refuses to acknowledge because they hate single player Tarkov.
Yep.
That kind of come to fruition, and people are like, "Who did you?" And Nikita won't answer
No,
any
of
of it
course.
or anything like that. Yeah,
And it's also one of those things, like, if the single player Tarkov community you still have to own the game to be able to play single player Tarkov. So I still have to spend money.
you're still making money.
And then that community who loves and respects your game wants to continue to give your support, right? You're not making any money off the game it's not a subscription base other than the internal, like, now you can buy skins and shit like that. Like, they don't make any
Which is so new.
It
2
is-
weeks new.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
so it's like they're not making any additional money off that initial purchase. And if people are so frustrated by playing the game that they buy it and then never play it again, like, are you really winning? I mean, monetarily, fine, but like as an actual game. So if a community is like, hey, just here's the offline mode, play that. And everybody who bought the game is like, yes, we're going to play this, and is having fun and can't stop talking about Tarkov. It's like, that's
And you're
subreddit.
still making money.
That's exactly right. And all you're doing is just driving people to fucking, oh, dude, it just doesn't.
That's the video that I saw. The guy was like, unless they plan on doing exactly what this is already, and that version of it is being robbed of sales, all this is doing is making you money still. For players that, like, their excuse is, I don't have the internet connection for it, or I don't have the rig for it, or XYZ.
Yep.
They are still buying your game to do this with.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that.
It's just, it doesn't, and it's so fucking cool. Everything about it is just Tarkov. It's just Tarkov. Like, there's some of the mods I tried that, like, really make it fucking easy, where, like, you know, there's a HUD overhaul that, like, also has, like, hit markers and shit, and it kind of turns it into, like, Call of Duty. And it's like, again, here's the thing. For people who are, like, hardcores, like, you can't do that to Tarkov. Who gives a shit? They're still playing the game. They had to buy it.
Yeah.
And if they want to play it in that way, where they can see their ammo count, have a fucking compass, and, like, run around the map.
I see where
It does.
I would want to play Tarkov that way, but the way that I want to play a video game shouldn't change you from how you want to play a video game.
Exactly. I think
I'll talk shit to you and I'll call you a little bitch. But if you're enjoying the same game that I'm enjoying, good for you.
I'm
glad that you found joy in it.
It's a mod, right? It's not part of the game or whatever. It's like, oh man, they changed this all up. It's like, install it, don't install it. Doesn't matter. It's a mod. It doesn't affect the game outside of it. And because it'll never be online, you're not getting any beneficial, like, it's not now a competitive issue.
You're not crossing over.
Exactly. It is whatever you want.
It's literally,
and so, like,
literally just you.
One of the mods I had was I installed the fucking, when you go into a raid, whatever the stuff you have on, if you died in there, it takes all the shit that you collected in raid out of your bags, but still keeps your whole kit and everything. And it was it's fucking phenomenal. You want to know why? Because I could explore the map and learn. And I can learn with guns that I have and my kits, and without having to fucking just keep constantly doing the fucking offline shit or losing the stuff over and over again. I wasn't losing out on anything except for just being able to continuously run my same kit, feel the weight, feel the space that I have, understand how things work between different weights, my gun setup that I have, and explore the map and learn it. Understand where certain extractions are without having to have a fucking secondary map up on my screen, and not having the effect of losing all of my shit over and over again. Now, guess what? If I made it out with some stuff, it was the same thing as just running it normally. If I died with the stuff, then it's like, okay, it is what it is. Again, best point is, I'm having fun.
That's true. I'm happy for you.
I'm having fun.
Bitch.
Yet here you are downloading it.
I'm not gonna do that.
Sure, I bet you're not. I bet
I think that takes away from the Tarkov experience that I've grown to love.
Yeah, exactly right. When
you can run yours. You can run your fucking
totally fine. Totally fine.
You can stand
Why don't you
on your
play
soapbox and you can
online?
tell me that you can't have a threesome and missionary. Or a missionary threesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you stand. You tell me that.
If you,
I'm gonna live my life my way. You live yours. I'm happy for you.
The Tarkov you love is online. Go play online. Or
just because you found this way to back me in a corner doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're right.
Or try something new and see if it isn't interesting. That's all that matters. It's not about whether or not you have to change your entire love and design for the game. Just try something new and find it interesting. If it's not interesting, remove it and go from there. But the whole idea that, again, you can wipe at any point in time. There's a button.
I do love that.
You just like, you want to reset and rewipe, click button. That's it. And then you launch and it starts you over from scratch. And it's just like, it's just the easiest thing ever. So you could fuck around as long as you want, get your map knowledge, learn all the stuff you want, take the fucking mod out, reset your wipe, and actually do a legitimate run. I mean, I know where Jaeger is because of how often I have done that fucking run to his goddamn cabin and still never made it out with that little piece of paper to get back to Peacemaker or whatever. Like, but when it comes to like Streets of Tarkov, I have no idea where the fuck I'm going. You know what I mean? I'm lost. I have still only played labs in offline mode because I have no idea. I've never done a full raid.
I've never even been to labs.
That's what I'm saying. So like, why not? Why not?
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. To your point, I've never played labs because I know it's either the Giga Chads of Giga Chads or it's all cheaters.
Or now
I have no interest in going there. Now maybe I do.
I did. I went in and I ran around and I was like, this is fucking dope. This is cool. I like this. I like the idea, like hearing like, oh, is that an elevator moving shit like that? You know, like all these different things. And when I died for my first time in there exploring, I didn't lose my kit. I didn't have to go in with a pistol and a fucking blue vest because I was like, I'm scared of losing my whole kit.
Now you're just getting my dick hard.
You know what I mean? Like,
you bring me in here to get my dick hard talking about pistol runs?
You know what I was doing? I fucking hatchet, running factory. Just hatchet, run a factory.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Dude, it's so dope. Get the hatchet kills. Now you're kidded. Now you fucking make it out. Just gotta find fucking extract. Let's go. I respect this because I like the idea that for all the people that struggled, for all the people that were brought down, for every person that saw that fucking video, oh, fine. Casuals or people that don't want to be frustrated over cheaters and bullshit. Okay.
No, exactly. No. Yeah.
Okay.
The level that you have to grind takes you out of casual. Even if it's not just competing, even if it's trying to stand the most minute of chance against cheaters, you can't be anything than a no life. Like, I play at least 3 to 4 hours a day, and you need to set aside.
You know, it's fucking sick if you play the single player Tarkov in this way, understanding the getting the map knowledge, understanding how missions work, understanding what you need, what you're looking for, how to loot things, getting all this stuff. You now become a non-casual player. You become something of a competitive nature if you ever go to live. You are now no longer set behind not having that knowledge or wasting the hours and hours and hours losing constantly during a wipe and then being so far behind on a wipe progress because you just fucking have no idea what you're doing. I think it's brilliant. And I think all fucking games like this should have something like that.
No. Yeah.
I think even if Tarkov really wanted to, they kind of screwed the pooch with like arena and shit like that. But it's like single player, real bad. Single player is fucking brilliant.
It is. I'll give you that. I have no hate for it.
No.
It still makes me nervous, but
just don't use your same name and your same account information, anything tied together. And I guess I was reading.
My name is Sam Rockwell because I think he's a very underrated actor.
I love Sam Rockwell. But I guess all the people that are getting banned for single player Tarkov, it's all manual bans.
Yeah.
So they're watching somebody stream. They have the same fucking name. They search it. Oh, there's that character, banning the account. You know what I mean? It's just, okay.
Yeah.
Don't fucking
feels bad.
Don't record a video and don't stream it. All right. Next week's podcast. There's nothing new coming out, by the way. There's no video games.
No, I know.
There's nothing else.
You know what we're going to talk about?
We have Will's going away party this weekend.
We have your fucking birthday party this weekend. We got fucking Elden Ring.
There's still Absinthe left.
I'll fucking die. I don't want to. I was happy drunk. I was smiling the entire time you were talking shit about Tarkov, and I just got like upset and mad. I'm not happy about that.
All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll catch you next week.
Bye-bye.